I want you to tell me all of the things about this book.
Okay. So I should probably first start with all of the things that I have been doing, like all the things I've been talking about have really stemmed from my experiences as a parent of Diego. And knowing that Diego is in a very unique situation. He got access at a very early age to Proloquo. Actually, we started with that at the age of 3, and I had to fight for that. I had to advocate for that. At 5 years old, he started learning a rapid prompting method to learn how to communicate, spell, and type. And that's also early, like he was 5. And then we built a really strong team around him of all these people who supported him. And so what I realized in meeting so many other families, especially through the center, is that Diego is, one of those individuals who has the resources. He's fully included. He has trained communication partners. And I wanted other students out there to know that they're not alone, like that there are other people like Diego or like them or adults like them who are out there across the world, really, because there's even authors from France and Canada in that book. And I just made a call and I said, I'd love to make this book about your autobiographies. I'm looking for non-speaking or minimally speaking individuals who type, point, or spell to communicate, who are willing to share your stories. There's 45 awesome authors on there. Some of the stories are incredible or beautifully written. They're all like categorized by the kinds of accomplishments that they've made. Like some are authors, some have been in films, some are, fully included in community settings. So they've really done such an amazing job of basically letting people know that just because you're non-speaking, just because you're minimally speaking, of course, doesn't mean that you're not intelligent, doesn't mean that you don't have anything rich to say. And so the intended audience for this book are the autistics themselves, really. And you'll see, like, at the end of each autobiography, the 45, there's discussion questions, just like 2 simple discussion questions for people reading it. They're directed to the autistic readers, but of course the secondary and third audience for this book is like family members and parents, and then of course professionals and educators. And I've had educators contact me after reading this book and just want to know, like, I would love to learn more about this, and I didn't know there were 40, even 45, and there's probably hundreds of people out there that we just know about who are communicating in this way.
That is really fantastic. And I love that you made it for other non-speaking autistic people, not members. They're not book club members, but I think I love that they're your audience, so that they know that, no, you're not alone in this, even though sometimes they may feel like they are alone because of the school they're going to, or I think that's fantastic.
Yes, I think, like, we have pockets of communities, like, so around the Autism Center here in Southern California, there's pockets in Atlanta, there's pockets in Virginia. So there's pockets in different places, but there are people who live in the Midwest and may not have, for example, the community of people to support them. So my hope is that this book reaches everybody so that they know that, there are other people who have faced the same struggles, but who can also, like, navigate all of that and accomplish a whole lot more.
So when a teacher does come back to you and say, hey, I read the book, I really want to know more about this so that I can support my non-speaker, my non-speaking student, where do you send them? What trainings do you send them to? Do you guys do trainings for teachers?
We do trainings for educators and speech language pathologists who want to learn the methods of, these are methods called rapid prompting method, facilitated communication, spelling to communicate. So we offer various trainings to sort of like train the trainer, or train professionals who will reach broader audiences. I also do just consultations as well with, like, I have a team of teachers coming to see me next week who read the book and they said, we'd love to learn more, and they want to meet Diego. And so we can just start from the beginning to say, like, one of the hardest things is you usually teach these at an individual level. You teach the child at an individual level. So the challenge really is like, how do you do this for a classroom?
Right, because the growth
Mhm.
is too slow. If you're only just teaching one child at a time, we should, there's
might
not
need
enough
more
progress being
individual
made.
attention. Yes, and that's the thing with Diego is he goes to school with a communication partner who can meet his needs and tailor, the supports every step of the day, right? And that's how he is included, fully included in general education and honors classes. But without that communication partner, and that's where it's hard because it requires resources, right?
Right.
Without that communication partner, he would not be able to access general education.
And does his communication partner have is it a certified teacher, or is it a teacher's assistant, or?
She's a dedicated one-on-one aide. So really she's like a school one-on-one paraprofessional or aide, depending on, your school district, whatever they call them. But I refer to her as a communication partner. She does a lot more than that.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like a regulation partner. She's a emotional support partner. She does all the things.
She sounds amazing. Diego.
Yeah, she's great.
That's great. And also, I do want to tell everyone, I don't want to brag or anything. I'm not trying to brag, but I am going on, let's see, April 18th, I'm going to Silver Springs, Maryland, and I'm meeting up with one of my moderators, Louisa. We're going to go on a road trip, and we're going to the author celebration event for this book, and I'm getting some of my, I'm getting some signatures on my book. Yes, so I'm excited about that. And if anybody's in the Maryland or East Coast area, northern East Coast, that will be on, April 18th in Silver Springs, Maryland. And if you want to go to that and meet up with us, then just let me know and I'll send you the link, because I think it's going to be amazing. Do you know how many authors are going to be there from this book?
I believe there's going to be 6 authors, but I could give or take. And for sure, Larry Bissonette and Tracy Thresher will be there, who I talked about earlier. They're superstars, are hilarious, witty. You're going to love them.